it's William West Hopper from the real DC Car Guy. And this week's review vehicle is a Mazda. It's the Mazda CX70 PHEV. Now, what is a PHEV? It's a hybrid vehicle, it's an electric vehicle, it's a gasoline vehicle. It's the best of both worlds. And even more so, it is a large crossover, perfect for the family. 2-row vehicle, not 3-row. If you want the 3-row, you've got to go up to the 90. But in the 70, it's a 2-row crossover with plenty of cargo space. What we would have called in the old days a station wagon. So let's have a look at the 2025 Mazda CX70 PHEV on this episode of The Real DC Car Guy. So one of the things that you're going to notice about the Mazda CX70 is its size. It is a large vehicle. And yes, families today need space. They need space for people, but also for cargo. A lot of the times when you get 2-row SUVs or crossovers, they don't have a lot of space inside because it's set up for passengers. This is set up for passengers, but mostly for cargo. It has a very large cargo space. While it could be a 3-row SUV, you'd have to go up to the CX90 for that. So let's talk about PHEV. P for plug-in, H for hybrid, EV for electric. So it's a plug-in hybrid electric. What does that mean? It has a gasoline engine that has a hybrid component to it so that it gets better fuel economy. We're getting like 26 miles to the gallon with that. But this P is important because it has a plug-in EV part, and that gives you electric mobility or EV mobility. While it's not an EV, it gives you 30 miles of pure electric power. So if you're running around town, dropping the kids off at school, doing your errands, whatever it is, the plug-in EV side of it, you'll run on electric. So at home, you just plug it in, 110 outlet. I have found it very easy to charge overnight on a 110, 120 regular household outlet. So you run around for 30 miles on all electric power, which is great for around town. But say you want to go cross country, you want to go skiing, you want to take the family to the beach, to the mountains, or off to see grandma. Well, guess what? That's where the hybrid comes in. That's what's going to get you that excellent gas mileage on the highway, because it is a gasoline, premium fuel, gasoline powered vehicle that is getting, because of the hybrid, 30 miles to the gallon. So let's talk about the plug-in part. On the right side of the vehicle, there is a port, much like there is on the left side. The left side is for fossil fuel, premium gasoline. This side is for electric power. And guess what? No, you can only do the 1772. You can't do the larger plug. You can only do a 1772 plug, which we'll show you. And this is what gives you the 30 miles of all electric power. Plug it into level 1, level 2. These 1772 plugs are pretty common. You'll find them at grocery stores and all around. This is not to be charged at a DC fast charger, which would have the CMS plug, which would be much bigger. 30 miles all electric power on 110, 120 outlet or a level 2, 220 outlet. The Mazda CX70 has an eSkyActiv PHEV engine. You're not going to really see much here. I suppose we can open this up and bring it up so you can see a little bit more of it back in here. But in general, there's a lot of space back in here for that. So that in there. So pretty clean and nice. The first row, front row of the CX70, very comfortable, very clean. Gotta say, really like the interior design of this. Sort of the metal that's here, it has a nice look to it. Very simple, very clean. There is a spot for your mobile device. to be charged. Yes, it has wireless charging. Now this is the CX70 Premium Plus package. There are some items in this vehicle that are included because it is a Premium Plus package that you wouldn't get on a lower trim package, but I've got to say that extra Premium Plus dollar amount, which really is only a few $1,000s, well worth it. Cigarette lighter charge, 12-volt cigarette lighter plug right there. I do not know who uses those anymore. I have not seen any. There are 2 cup holders here. They both have little nubs in them. That's great. Very simple there. But there's no USB plugs there. But in here, there's 2 USB-C plugs right here, which is great. And there's also little notches for the wires to go out if you're doing that. But this vehicle has wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay. So you're not going to need to use the cords other than maybe to charge some devices. Gear shift, pretty basic. It's an electric gear shift, nothing fancy. It's an automatic transmission. They have their My Drive here, which is put you into sport, normal, EV mode, all that right there. There's a variety of buttons here, including an electric brake. There's auto hold, and I gotta say, in heavy traffic, auto hold is the way to go. It really does help. The main dial here controls the center screen, which is great for that. The overall look of this vehicle is just really, really nice. There is a place for your eyeglass holder up here. There are sliding, and you know I like this, there are sliding sun visors that are here. The sun visor has a slide across there for a mirror. There is a light there, a little spot to put your parking tickets and passes there. Very, very nice. So overall, the vehicle is great. This vehicle does have a operating glass sunroof on the front, but it's fixed over the second row, which is very nice. And it has a shade that goes over it. That's one of the things where car companies have been cutting costs, is on that shade. They just put tinted glass on the roof, and for my opinion, it's just not enough. The interior of the Mazda CX70, excellent. 2 thumbs up for that. Inside, there's plenty of room in here. It is very, very comfortable and very nicely appointed. I'm very pleased to see all the detailing around this red, because this is a limited plus, is part of the trim. Nice screen in the center. The start button is right where you expect it to be. There is, gets very upset if you don't put your seatbelt on. There we go. We are right now in EV mode, but I can probably move it over. I'm going to move it over to sport for right now. Give it something a little bit more interesting. All right, we're going to go off and take a drive. Gear shift is what you expect as a gear shift, though it's very electronic. But for an automatic gear shift, it feels good. It's in the right place. The controls all over the vehicle are easy to get to. The rear view mirror is very good. Steering wheel and controls are very, very, very much Mazda. All right, off we go. This vehicle has multiple drive modes. Right now I have it in sport because I want a little bit of a sportier feel. I've kind of find it interesting that a vehicle of this size, basically a station wagon of years gone by, sport mode, but you know, drivers want to feel a little sporty. Daddy wants to feel sporty when he's in his family hauler. Now, one thing I have found is when it is in all EV mode around town, the EV part is not as perky as it would be if it was a true EV. This is a PHEV, so you put it in electric mode for running around, and it's sort of a little, I'm going to say pokey is the best way to describe it. When it's in gas mode, it's fine. I mean, you have plenty of, it's right up there and does stuff, but it doesn't have those jackrabbit starts that a real EV would have. And sometimes in traffic, you know, you want to get out quickly and it just lumbers along. So that's something to think about. I don't know if that is specific to this PHEV or other PHEVs as well. It does have engine off. but because of the PHEV and the electric motor, there is still things that are going on. The steering wheel is still, power steering is there. There's still air conditioning flowing through, which is something that I find with the auto stop or auto engine off in vehicles is a real problem. Taking this out on the highway, and it's a great highway cruiser. Lots of space inside for all of our gear, which was great. But what was nice is it just rode very, very comfortably. It is a heavier vehicle, and you do feel that as you're driving around. It is a heavier vehicle because of the batteries that it's carrying underneath it, so it does, but it feels nicely centered. It rides well, but it is a little truck-like, and for a vehicle like this, I'd expect it to be a little bit more luxurious. So the suspension could be a little bit better for this to give it a little bit more of a luxurious, a smoother ride. Now the size of it, it is a big vehicle. It feels like a big vehicle. It drives like a big vehicle. Recently was in a Chevy Suburban, which is even bigger than this, and that did not feel like it was as large as it was. It felt a lot more nimble, so that's something, and I don't know whether that's just the dynamics or how it is, but this does feel like a big full-size station wagon or a crossover, which is what it is. The second row of the CX70, very, very comfortable. Plenty of space in here. The seats do recline, which is nice for the back row seat passengers. I have the front seat set for myself. I'm 5'10", so there's plenty of space there for me for that. This would be that second row, that middle seat, second row that nobody wants to sit in, though it is set up with seat belts. Fold this down and you have a nice armrest. Actually, it's almost luxurious back here. There's plenty of space. 2 cup holders here with just little rubbery flaps. Nothing big there for that. But you know, it's nice. It's certainly plenty of support. There's 2, count them, 2 map pockets, which is nice. There's grab bars here in the front. There should be a grab bar on the A-pillar on the right side. There is one above the right front passenger seat, but it's a little hard for an older person to get in without one right on the A-pillar there. All right, side door. You have nice detailing here. On the side door, there's a speaker. There is another spot for a larger, maybe a drink, a big gulp or something, and then there's plenty of kubi space there. There's grab bar here, and on both the right and left there are clothing hanger hooks, which is an important part of things. This Mazda CX70 is the Limited Plus, so it has a lot of luxury items for it, and I gotta tell you, well worth the extra few dollars to pay for that. One of them is outboard heated rear seats. Very great. 2 USB-C outlets here, 2 HVAC vents right here, and also controls for the HVAC, rear controls for the HVAC. You don't have to worry about somebody up front controlling the temperature, the airflow here in the back. You can control it yourself. I gotta say, the back of the CH70 is a very simple, very clean, very well thought out interior. Now, where this CX70 stands out is the cargo space that it has. It is a large cargo space. If you look inside, you'll see there's plenty of room. Actually, there could be a third row in here, but because of the PHEV side, because of the batteries that are sitting here, you're only going to get a 2 row. Now what's underneath here, you have your jack, so you'll have your plug-in 110 outlet plug-in wire that you would use right here. So what Mazda has done very well is they've given each a space, each of the tools a space, the wire a space. There's even there's an extra space or 2 for some small items. Nothing, you're not going to store a laptop or anything under here. Now, is there a spare tire? Let's have a look. Nope. Nope, not underneath the car. So let's see what is under where the third row is. Yes, there is a spare tire. This vehicle does have a spare tire. We found it. It is hidden back underneath there. There is a 12-volt cigarette lighter outlet right here for those items. There is a 110, 120, 150 watt 3-prong plug on that side, which is great. And then on this side, there is also a 110, 120, 150 watt plug there. And there's a switch to turn it on. And there's buttons here to lower those seats, because you can't get back in there to get to those seats. Very nicely appointed. There is a little cubby here for something, maybe a water bottle or something. You're not going to put much, but there's a lot of space. I can reach in all the way, and that's how much space is in there. I want to thank you for watching this episode of The Real DC Car Guy, as we looked at Mazda's CX70 PHEV crossover. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle that has eSkyActiv powertrain. And it was a great opportunity to take you around and show you this amazing vehicle from Mazda. If you are looking for a family crossover with all-wheel drive, with a hybrid powertrain, with plenty of room for both people and a lot of room for cargo, the CX70 from Mazda is the way to go. Thank you again for watching The Real DC Car Guy. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and follow us for more car and truck review videos. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon to be notified of future car and truck review videos that we post here on The Real DC Car Guy. Until next time.